radio show. L is for Let Spirit Lead. O is for Only One Question or Connection. For caller, V is for Validate All Advice from Licensed Professional, and E is for Enjoy the Show. Stay tuned for additional announcements. Hi, everybody. This is Spirit Medium Laura. Welcome to this show, which is Spirit Medium Laura's radio show. Susie B is in the background, gently introducing herself to you and asking you if you'd like to make a donation so you can jump to the top of the reading queue or else if you'd like to join our mailing list. Thank you, Susie B. Really appreciate that, love. I don't think I'm going to get knocked off this evening. This summer here was filled with electrical storms in southeast Florida, but it's been kind of quiet lately. But if I am, Susie will take over while I get back online. I will be back. In other words, I will be back. Today's Monday, and it's 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and that means this evening I do both life readings, that's answers from Spirit about your own life, and I do mediumship connections, which means connecting to loved ones that have transitioned. And any of you who know me know my gamut of psychic abilities or services are, well, pretty broad. But I like to do everything at a soul level. So most of the answers I'll be giving you will have to do with, how you are integrated into the process of creating your dream life or what you truly want on a soul level. Because we quite often forget that we are part of the process. So this is a fortune-telling free zone. I don't fortune tell. I tell you how to make your fortune through psychic perception and insight, and also metaphysic wisdom, and a whole gamut of things. Soul contracts, past life things, all together in what I do. So the show will be about an hour in length. And the readings will start about 10 to 15 minutes into the show. Please don't reveal too much to me and have your questions ready, as I don't want to spend a lot of time having to get the question. I notice that people who are organized in the reading queue, usually those that made a donation, by the way, get very good answers. They're easier to work with for me, for one, but their answers are also better. So if you're in the reading queue and you're just hanging out and I get to you and you say, well, what message do you have for me this evening? I'm going to say, well, the message is go off and get a question, because I'm not going to sit here and try to figure out your question. To get into the reading queue, the number is 347 area code 945-5849. And if you're calling from another country than the U.S., then you can use Skype. And I think they also have some new kind of phone-in service as well, direct dial or something. I forgot what it's called. I've been using that lately instead of Skype. But you can only see you can only use these other methods by going to blogtalkradio.com/spirit-medium-Laura, and when you click on the show, you'll see the various ways to connect. So if you want to jump to the top of the reading queue, give 5 to get 5 minutes on the show, and that's item 1A on spiritmediumtv.com. Item 1A. Okay, and you don't have to do that donation. I do get to people who are simply waiting in the queue, but if you really have to speak with me, I've made this way to give you some control over whether or not I get to you, because calling in early is not good enough, because at times the queue moves around, and there's other variables that interplay with that. So just want to remind you that. If you want to watch the show live, you can do so by going to spiritmediumtv.com, and item 2 on the page is a live video feed of me in front of a screen, a Asian screen. It's not very fascinating, but it's kind of fun to see, what the person behind the voice is. So if you're interested, you can do that. Item number 3 on Spirit Medium TV has an RSVP link to the Intuitive Playground, which is a development circle I do Monday nights over the internet. It's an online development circle, and it runs the gamut from abundance through soul alignment, but all of the development classes are geared towards mediumship, as that's what I am, using unique tools. And I mean, we cover all kinds of things, from reading auras to healing with chakras to remote viewing to medical intuition to finding a life purpose to reading the Akashic records. I mean, it's quite a lot of material. And if you complete all 1, 2, 3, 4 courses, you get a master certification as a soul psychic healer, which is very exciting. I also have a 5th course, which is the business side of creating your holistic business, and I'm in that course right now. We're on module 2 of that this evening. And module 2 is going to go into how our soul's purpose provides for us a focus for our business so that we can market it better. It creates our brand. Can you imagine your soul purpose creates your marketing brand for your business? That's kind of strange, wouldn't you think? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in a moment, but let me just finish the little other announcements that are here. Okay, so just to review again, you can register for the Intuitive Playground on Spirit Medium TV, item 3. I'm going to be on a couple of radio shows coming up. One is the X Zone radio show with Rob McConnell. That's broadcast on terrestrial and internet venues globally. I'm also going to be part of Ascension Soul Wisdom, I believe is the name of the radio show, and a new network which has already got a lot of visibility with Reverend James Ellis, I believe his last name, who will be interviewing me. And Susie B. Introduced me to James. I'm looking forward to that as well. And that will be the 3rd of October at 10 p.m. It'll be over the internet, that one. And I'll be announcing it again from time to time. I'm going to be on a Halloween cruise. If any of you are interested in taking a vacation around Halloween time, it goes to the Caribbean. And there's some fantastic buys to get on that cruise, some fantastic prices, and it's a good cruise line, Royal Caribbean's Vision of the Seas. And I will be having specially priced sessions on that cruise. So if you're interested, since it's Halloween, figure it out, what the heck, go to spiritmediumtv.com and you'll see on the top there's a menu and you'll see Halloween Cruise, and you can learn more about how to register for that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let's go into our inspiration for this evening, which is how to brand our business, our holistic business, based on our soul's purpose. Okay, so I just made a couple of notes on this. I've written an article on it also that's at spiritmediumtv.com. If you go on the right, you'll see my articles down there on the right. But my whole premise here is that when you base your business on your biggest karmic block for this lifetime, you find that your soul's power is activated to help you. It's like as if you've got access to all this va-va-voom under you, and unless you really access it, it's just sitting there dormant. As a matter of fact, you might end up having to work a lot harder in your life. I know for myself, until I decided to succumb or surrender to my soul's work for me, which was my dharma, which is this work I do, my life was really always kind of pushing to make things happen, clawing my way to the top and never really flowing with abundance in my sales, if you will. So I was working recently with a client who seemed very accomplished to me, but yet she had a lot of blocks, and I did a soul healing on her. She was always suffering from a feeling of, I guess, low self-esteem, yet she's very beautiful. Yet she's was a ballerina with the Royal Ballet of London. Yet she has a master's degree in counseling. Yet she's certified by the Integrative Nutrition Center in New York, which is one of the top places in the world to get certified nutrition. So she has all these things going, and yet she even created her own business based on healing. So, and even I'm working with her on her problems, and something came up in my own life, and I decided to finally take her up on her business services myself. The caveat here was and is that it never sounded like anything I would need. Okay, her brand was missing. I mean, what is she selling me? What can she really do for me? But my intuition jumped in and said, Laura, do it. Okay, so I went ahead and did it. And through the process of using her service, which she's always talking about gamma breath, gamma breath, gamma breath, I'm like, what the heck is a gamma breath and why do I even need it? I realized what she was doing. What she was doing is accessing my subconscious through breath, meditative breath, and certain sequences of breath, which can change blocks. Similar to my soul healing that I do, I do it by doing a healing in each of the chakras, a soul reading and then a healing, which removes blocks in the chakras. That's my soul healing. She does it with breath, and we all have our different modalities. And I feel it was very, very helpful to me. But more importantly, I told her, well, not more importantly, each thing is important. It's important that I got a lot out of it. It's also important that I kept saying to her, you've got to state something that people can relate to, okay, with this work. So now back to the whole business course I'm teaching. If you have a systemic problem or issue in your life, hers being blocked from abundance, from feeling good about herself, this caused her to become trained as a therapist. Even between the dancing, that she was a professional dancer, and the breath work that she learned, she created a healing system based on her own life, which she was using repeatedly in her own life and with clients to get good results. So her problem then becomes her power, but her brand was missing. And tonight in the Intuitive Playground, we're in Module 2 of the Holistic Business course. And we now create the brand. And the brand should be the benefit, the biggest benefit, and then the steps for that business. So in her case, my lovely client's case, I just threw this out at her. Magical breath with Rachel. Magical breath with Rachel. And magic is the steps, MAGIC, and that would stand for, I need to find it because I don't have it memorized, bear with me. Magic stands for, in her case, the M stands for mentally review the problems and blocks you have. A is to acknowledge the patterns. G is gamma breath them out completely. I is integrate new desired patterns. And C is create your dream life. So unbeknownst to me, she's running around with this wonderful business, this wonderful service, and she created a whole thing from that, a whole brand. Well, a whole brand from that was expressed. Okay. Now I'm looking in the chat room, and something's going on here with Soul Connection. What's going on here, Soul Connection? Something about selling. Huh. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'll get back to you all. Okay, so we're going to open up the phone lines. I'm going to see if I can get to Susie first. Susie, honey, you're going to have to close that thing down, and there you go. Okay, Susie, how are you?
Hello, my dear. How are you? I'm doing okay.
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. And so, thank you for your donation. Again, I didn't mention, but the donation goes in part to help animals. And again, it's just a way of organizing the show better this way. It seems to be people who make donations, when I work with them, Susie, they're so much clearer in what they need from me, and it gives them a chance to step up to the plate and get what they need. So I find it to be very productive on many levels. But again, everybody waiting, I also do open the phone lines later in the show if I can get to them. Last Wednesday, I had so many people that needed to speak with me. Oh, I did get to a couple that just were waiting in the phone, in the queue. And you know what? The ones that were waiting in the queue that didn't want to make a donation, that's fine. I'm not asking you for a donation. It doesn't have to be that way. But they were so difficult to connect for, and I found out why. They didn't really want a connection. What they didn't want to talk to the other side. Each of them that was waiting, they just wanted me to do a life reading, and they wanted to mask it within another side connection, which, by the way, is not the best way to get a life reading. You know, if you need mediumship, everybody listening, you got to ask for mediumship. Because and it has to be that you really need it, because what I was doing then on the show was I was bringing in people who from the other side who the caller didn't even care to speak to. You know,
Hmm.
makes it a little difficult to make the
Well,
connection.
that was good that you figured that out.
Yeah, yeah, huh? Yeah, but it's and so the another benefit of the donation process is that people who really want what I'm doing that show, they'll make a donation. So the cream rises to the top. They self-select, and when I work with them, it's so much more of a constructive process. In any event, you made a donation. So am I doing? Are you going to ask me a question tonight about the class, or are you going? Do you want me to do something for you in another way?
Oh, actually, we should talk about this last night, and that it is amazing. And
Oh, thank you.
tonight's class is actually going to be geared to having a specific, call connected to your or a theme connected to your business. And do you feel that this is very effective for the business?
Do I feel that way? Oh, that's what your question is for me. Yes. Well, you don't have to do this. No, no, no one has to have a brand. But if you have a, this is not only a brand. Okay, you're going to create your brand. Your brand would have your biggest benefit inherent in it for your prospects. So as soon as you have magical breath with Rachel, for example, as soon as she says, somebody asks, well, what's your business? Well, it's magical breath with Rachel. People are going to wonder, well, what does that do? That's wonderful. What's that? I'm interested, you know? But she used to say to me, oh, it's breath work, the breath work. Or the gamma breath, the gamma breath. I'm like, who cares about gamma breath? I don't care about gamma breath. I was just yawning in her face, speaking of breath. And then when I experienced the process, I realized how powerful it is and that she wasn't selling it properly. So one thing that branding will do is it helps you attract the right customers through the brand. The second thing it does is it organizes you and what you're offering clients. It creates for you a business plan in part. And I didn't even get to this third thing that it does, which we will be discussing next week. It becomes the outline for any kind of books and or informational material that you will be providing and or selling. Public speaking, for example, could be the outline of your speech. If it's a book, it becomes the outline of the book. So it just has so many different benefits to it. So I figured it organizes your business is the long and short of it. Now, it organizes your business. It helps you attract clients, and it helps you know what you're doing more. It's like versus, let's say, versus, oh, I'm a psychic reader. Well, that's interesting, but you're competing with everybody else who does psychic readings. What's your specialization,
Exactly.
right? And then people are gonna,
Exactly.
yeah, and then people are gonna see why they want you versus just any old reader. See, and one of the key,
Mhm.
right, and one of the key things is in the case of Rachel, the example I made today. By the way, that's a fictitious name to protect her identity. Her lifelong, yeah, her lifelong struggle was with blocks, beliefs and blocks and all that, and so she creates a healing system because she was motivated because that was what she had in her own life. And so then she runs around doing that work with others. So if you have a particular issue in your own life and you solve it, you become very credible again to a prospect.
I think it's awesome, and I'm looking forward to today's show and next week's show.
Wonderful, sweetheart. Okay, so I will see you
I
later.
do,
Hmm.
I do have, I do have a life question for you that's very burning at this time.
Oh,
Reconnected. Someone recently connected with me, from my past whom I was seeing, and
Just give me your
we
question, honey. Don't give me a lot of
were
background. Just give me your question, Susie. Don't give me
okay.
back.
Um, Communication. Will I be hearing from him again? And is there a relationship uh, heading around this?
No, I don't think so, sweetheart. I feel it's like a one-off thing. And I'm sorry, but that's the word that popped in my head as you were asking the question very strongly. I also get that this is really not the best thing for you, although you may feel excited by the reconnection. For some reason or other, this person is out of your life for a reason, and he should stay out because I don't feel that he would be productive for you. It is a man, is it not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I know that's kind of dashing your hopes, but I think it was like maybe you'll hear from him a little bit, but it's not going to amount to much because it's not really the right person for you. Not at this time, no. Yeah. So I'm sorry about that, but I have to say that it would be better for you to be without this person because he's troubled in some way very severely.
Okay.
Okay? He's got a lot of
Thank,
issues.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, you're being protected. You're being protected.
Okay, that's a good thing. And so I thank you and thank the universe.
Yeah. Okay, sweetheart. I'm going to let you go then, all right, love?
Okay, dear.
Okay. Bye-bye, honey.
Okay, let me get back to the pier.
All right, honey. Thanks, honey. Bye. I hate that one. You know, it's really for the best because in this particular case, this person is, well, got some issues. I won't go into them right now. Okay, I'm going to go to, it looks like Rebecca made a donation. It's funny, I'm not seeing a reflection here. Let me just see who's made these donations. There's Rebecca, and there's another one that should have as well, and that would be Lisa. Okay, good. Everything's cool. Okay, coming to you, Rebecca, and I want to thank you, Rebecca, so much for your donation as we try to bring you in. Round and round and round we go. Oh, there we are. Rebecca? Oh, hold on for a second, Rebecca. Something's slow in the switchboard, everybody. That's why I'm making all these funny comments. Oh, now what is the problem? Oh, there we are. Rebecca? And her line closes again. Okay. Do 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 do. Rebecca, hang in there. I'm going to try one more time. And if I don't get you this time, I'm going to go to Lisa and then I'll come back to you right after her. I don't know what the problem is. Rebecca? Ah, that's funny. Um, Rebecca, honey, I'm going to come back to you in a minute. I'll try somebody else and see what happens with her. Let's go to Lisa. Lisa, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. It was funny with Rebecca. Every time I open her,
Me?
I can hear you perfectly. I couldn't get Rebecca for some reason, but I will get back to her. And by the way, everybody listening, if you do make a donation and I'm unable to get to you during the show, I will try to get to you over the next couple of days, or like the next show, or I will refund your money. I'm not going to. I don't just take your money and run. So, what can I do for you tonight, Lisa?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Just give me the question.
Son, my son and his girlfriend is expecting a child, and I'd like to know what my role is in the birth of this child, in the life of this child.
Oh, interesting. I feel, first of all, the way you said this maybe is it, but I feel that on some part or some level, you're not happy with this. Can you please confirm that? In other words, there's something about it that's really not happy for you. Okay. Oh, I get it.
Yes.
All right. Hold on one second, please. There is an opportunity here for growth for you. More importantly than anyone else. The child does need to have somebody that is sort of out of the you're going to be like, well, it's growth for you, okay? But it's also help for the child because the child is coming from a situation that's very dysfunctional. Okay, so you're going to kind of be the arm that goes in and is the guiding light, the help for this child, for him or her. I get more of a he right now for the child to see something good, to be out of the the wording is embroiled state of the couple. There's something about the couple that's going to be very uh, it seems antagonistic or very emotional, very, very much a rough ride of it, if you will. And so you'll be there sort of a guiding light to this soul. It's going to be hard for you, but you'll be this support person for this soul being born in. Now let me see if there's anything else that goes with it. This soul is supposed to have a healing work on earth. Okay, it is supposed to be born, this child. He will have, I keep getting a feeling of it being a male. And if it's not a male, if it's a female, okay, it is, okay. That he will have a lot of important work to do. And his work will relate to overcoming adverse circumstances. And somehow the union of your son and this girl will be part of that adverse circumstance, and you will be part of the guiding light to help. Now, I know it's not something that you thought you signed up for. Okay. Oh my. Yeah, I'm going to put Rebecca now as her line was open for some reason. That's bizarre. I have a haunted switchboard, by the way. I know you didn't think you signed up for this, Lisa, but it seems that Spirit wants you. Well, you volunteered for this before you were born. You wanted an opportunity to make a difference in a child's life on a level that it's going to be difficult for you. It's going to be antagonistic for you also. Okay, and I could go into lots of stuff about what will come up and all that other business, but I just want to come back to you for a second. Does this make sense to you from what I'm saying?
I just needed the confirmation and you just gave it to me.
Yeah, you're going to have to learn a lot about what do they call that? In a course, you've heard of A Course in Miracles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then that course is all about moving from fear to love. Now, fear is the state when we don't understand there's a higher power. Love is the state when we're in alignment with our higher power. And so for you, it's going to be difficult because this child's going to need a helping hand to get through the mess that's going to be around him. And you're going to be that helping hand, but it's going to be very frightening for you also, very antagonistic for you also. So you're constantly going to have to learn how to hand it to higher power, to become very masterful in and of yourself. And you will do this. You will do this. If you desire to do it, all the tools will be there for you to latch on to and grab and to grow from. So it's going to be very exciting if you take a positive attitude. Take a negative attitude, it's like, oh my God. You know what I mean?
Is the mother going to be a part of this child's life?
Well, it's up in the air right now. I feel she has a lot of problems, and that could totally make her drop out, like almost as if she's ill, emotionally ill. Uh, there's a lot of blocks for this person, like she's embroiled. The word is embroiled. They keep giving me this: embroiled with inner conflict, unable to unleash herself. Embroiled in inner conflict, unable to unleash herself. And this holds her back from truly and fully loving anything and anyone that comes in her path. She's unable to let go of her own needs. She puts them first. She can't see beyond the edge of her nose. And they also give me the sense that she might actually be engaged in some kind of substance abuse, although I'm not going to say that. I'm just saying all the qualities go with somebody who's an addictive personality, reside within her psyche. And it's very difficult for her to live her life. You want to be around her in her life. So the bottom line with this person is selfish, but she has the opportunity to choose if she wants to. I won't say she won't, but right now it doesn't look very favorable.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That was perfect confirmation, so thank you.
Yeah. Right now she really doesn't want to. She's not on that level yet. I'll give you that. She really doesn't want to grow. She doesn't want to take the responsibility. She's very narcissistic. Okay. Oh, she's so much stuff coming in about her. But okay, so that's it. You signed up for it. You didn't know you did. There it is. Sorry about that, but yeah, there you go, girlfriend. Yeah, but it's all going to be fine. It's all going to be. Go ahead.
thank you, Lord, because it's hard to when you get messages to yourself. For me, it's very difficult to. I need confirmation. I'm still at that level where I just need the confirmation.
Oh, yeah, we all do. I mean, I think the more I do this, oh, absolutely. The more I do this work, the less I can read for myself. I used to be able to read perfectly for myself when I was just channeling my guides and spirit. But now, I don't know. I think it's because the level of detail has increased, so it's more sensitive. So the more you develop, the less you'll be able to because your skill level increases. Um, but it's a good thing for you, Lisa, because it's going to allow you to evolve a tremendous amount this lifetime. So, okay.
I thank you
Yeah.
very, very much, and I also think it's very nice that you take donations. I
Oh,
really do. I think more people should take after you. Learn from your teachings.
oh, thank you, honey.
So
Thank
thank
you
you.
very much, love. God bless. Okay. Bye.
God bless you.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see if we can open up Rebecca's line. It's kind of haunted. Oh, God, it's like haunted. Every time I try to open it up, it goes around in a circle, doesn't open up. Then it opened up when I was working with Lisa. Rebecca, can you hear me now, honey? Rebecca? Oh, my goodness. I don't know what I'm going to do with her. Susie B must have opened up the line to Oh, now she's opening another way. Oh, now. Rebecca, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, finally. I don't know what's going on with your line. Okay, well, hopefully now we can.
Can you hear me?
I can now hear you perfectly.
Oh,
Yay!
it didn't say unmuted either. That's weird.
I know, it was very strange. Okay. Why do I get a feeling of the West for you, like California or Southwest or something? Where are you calling from?
I'm on the East Coast.
Okay, something about you is like a fresh breeze coming in for me. I like the energy. Okay. Well, what can I do for you this evening, love?
I'm not comfortable with my financial situation and haven't been for some time, and I was
Just give me the question,
wondering if you
honey.
see a new job coming in or relationship that brings in money. Just if you see that changing, or any advice on how
Yeah.
to make
No, the answer is no. The answer is right now, there's a lot of blocks you have mentally and emotionally that are preventing you from really realizing, I hate that, from realizing that your full potential and what you really have to offer. Until you kind of get that squared away, you're always going to be sort of like uh, earning below your potential and not doing any kind of work that really feels at the level that you daydream about and that you have potential to do. And I'm going to see why and see if I can give you a little bit of guidance here so you can open up the doors for you that you're just dying to open up. You're craving to open up. Hold on one second, Rebecca. Let me see if I can see what that would be. It's faith, mostly faith. Faith in yourself is what's lacking. Faith that you can do it. It feels as if a father influence gave you a lot of I would call them false opinions about yourself, like almost as if you're not able to do things. Maybe he even didn't think he was able to do things. But there's a weakness there that comes from the father that makes you feel that you're not able to make your dreams come true on the level that you'd like them to come true. And one of the things that pops in as those words fly from my mouth is that you have a lot of creativity and artistic potential. And I think maybe that's the bifurcated message. In other words, Dad, if it's not literal, it's an energy. But somewhere in your life, you are weakened in the area of believing that you can make money from your gifts. So what you keep doing is going for low-level survival jobs, and they're disgusting to you. And then, of course, you drop out of them, or they're dropped away from you. Does that make sense, please?
I guess I
Okay.
don't know why that would be though. I don't know why I'd have so many blocks like that at all.
What are you wanting to do, Rebecca? We'll figure it out together, honey.
I don't really. I don't care about that so much as money, to be honest.
So all you want to do is make money.
For career-wise.
So all you want to do.
No, I don't care how it comes in. I'm open to how it comes in.
Okay. Are you a creative person at all?
No.
Okay. Well, no. Okay. So let me just give you a couple of ideas here. No one can really earn money is not made by going after money. Okay, money is a place marker for service. You might want to get a book by Deepak Chopra called Seven Spiritual Laws of Success. And in that book, he discusses Dharma. Okay? Dharma means it's the purpose that you have, you've come to earth for. Everybody has Dharma, and Dharma is magical. Dharma opens up doors for you. What I see you doing is being in these little subsistence jobs and they go nowhere and you don't make a lot of money and they die out. Either you lose enthusiasm for them or they lose enthusiasm for you. So if you don't see your creative, it doesn't mean you have to be or what have you or a Gauguin or whatever, but if you don't know what your creativity is, and it doesn't have to be art, and you don't know what your gifts are, that's the road to prosperity. It's based on that. Okay? And that comes from my own experience and everything I've read since then. I'll give you such a great example. I worked my whole life to become a millionaire, and I was. I became a millionaire, and as soon as I arrived on the top of that mountain of money, the money slipped through my fingers. No matter what I did, I couldn't hold on to it till finally I realized, well, I'm supposed to learn something from this. And what I learned, and take it or leave it, is that Dharma is the thing. And Dharma, again, according to Deepak Chopra, is the work that you've been born to do. It is based on your unique gifts and talents. So you're being called now to awaken to that, and that will increase your prosperity. So that's my fast answer to you, and I can't answer it any other way because that's not the kind of work I'm supposed to do, and I can't see it any other way. To get the New York Times and you'll see a job there and become an office manager. I can't see that for you. I can only see this kind of stuff. That's my gift. This is the way I work. So you pretty much revealed that you're missing your Dharma, and that's kind of like what I said earlier, except it came from a pattern in the family that I see that you're not recognizing, and that's okay. But it's about something to do with not feeling good enough, and so you never really explored your gifts. So I'm going to leave that with you to percolate on. Okay? All right, honey? And I don't know what else to say other than that you need to dig a little deeper into your heart about what you really are about, what you think. So think about this. If you were, if let's say money were destroyed and I see all our technology were taken from us and we're all running around with loincloths on and we were, little villages, what would you be doing? What would your gift be that people come to you for? That brings you prosperity. See, that's how you have to look at yourself. It's like this little percolating biological unit called Rebecca. Bleep, 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 bleep. Rebecca, Rebecca, Rebecca. And Rebecca is going to be the person in the village that everybody goes to for XYZ. That is going to be your road to making more money.
But can that sometimes be what you do on the side? Say if I paint, can I do that on the side rather than it be the way I bring in money? But I just do it in another capacity to satisfy that need, or I help people by volunteering if that really satisfies that.
Yes, you can, and it goes like this. Once you understand who you really are, your essence, then you find peace with it. But until you have that awareness, it doesn't work for you. Like I come from New York. Where are you from? Where's 919?
North Carolina.
Okay. Well, in New York, there's a lot of artists floating around of all kinds. And some of them, they make peace with their art and they get a regular job. And the job they choose is one that doesn't tax them so much so that they can do their art, so that they have their expression and they also have money coming in. Maybe someday their expression will make them something great. But until you understand that, you can't find the vein, the gold vein in the mines there of your prosperity. You have to come to terms with first what you're offering. What is your offering? Everybody has some offering. It doesn't mean that we all have to be Gauguin. It doesn't mean that we all have to be captain of the universe, CEO of Virgin Atlantic Airlines. It just means that we have to understand, we have to approach money from an energy level of exchange. And when we approach money from an energy level of exchange, then the doors will open for us. Okay? There's a spiritual context. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. God bless. Bye-bye. You're welcome, honey. Bye-bye. Okay. And so let me see if there's any other donations before I continue. I want to thank everybody that did make the donations. Okay. And we're going to go to Roxana. Roxana, hi, honey. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Laura?
I'm great. I'm great. Oh, I know who you are. I think I've spoken with you a few times before, haven't I? Yeah. We were always talking about a relationship in particular. What can I do for you this evening?
That's the biggest issue. I have friends. I go sometimes on dates, but I do not have a particular person for a relationship. I was wondering,
Oh,
is this something that meant my future or maybe no?
yeah. Well, let me see what we get here. Of course, it's in your future. It's in your It's more importantly. Let's see what's in your present. Whatever we are inside, is on the outside of us. In other words, how the relationship to yourself, with yourself, is broken. Could be self-love. I don't mean in a narcissistic way, or maybe feeling worthy of love, or maybe it's because you're still longing over the ex, or whatever it is. So every time we're not in our situation that we want to be in, it's because something inside of us is not resonating that vibration. So the first thing we need to do, I'm going to psychically look inside of you and see what's going on there, and then we'll see what we can come up for your prescription for success with love. 1 second, please, Roxana. You are open to love. They tell me you're very open to love. You're a very giving person. But the biggest thing that I get here is a sense of loss. Okay, sense of loss. And it probably would have to do with lost relationships in the past. I don't feel it's just that one that didn't work out. But in general, it's like you have in your mind and in your subconscious that you feel, I always come up with nothing. I always come up with nothing. Do you understand? Does that make sense to you, please?
Yeah, it does, but honestly, I strongly believe that God will not leave me alone and I will have the right person to build life together. And every time when I meet someone, I think very positive. I don't
That's
think that I will be alone.
Well, that's fine, and that's very positive, and this gives me a great opportunity to explain something. But we always, this is one of the faults of the law of attraction of believers in it or whatever, thinking positively. That's subconscious. We can have as much positive thinking as we want, and we still end up with the same situation. Okay? I was telling you earlier, I don't know if you were listening, but about a girl that had created this breath work. And I went to her because I had a recurring pattern that I had done. I'm thinking positively, I'm doing everything, and I still end up with the same situation of lack in one area of my life. And so what you need to do is you need to probably go to a healer or someone like that can help you work it out, because you have a subconscious belief. Even though on the conscious level you're working positively, on the subconscious level you're still holding on to that. Sometimes we have tapes that play and they were installed in our subconscious, and we didn't even know they were getting installed. And then to get rid of them is not that easy. It's not that straightforward. So I'm going to try to see if I can give something to you to help you move forward so you can attract. And we'll look at the love thing in a different way, more of a superficial way. I can't read superficially ever because I'm not supposed to, but I can give you more of this topical answer you're looking for as well, Roxanne. But first, I just want to give you the underlying thing to do to help get that belief system out of you, which is there. Hold on. Well, okay. Other than me telling you need to go to somebody that does emotional freedom technique or energy of breath or EMDR or whatever, I can't, that's not going to help you much because you won't understand what I'm talking about. And this is a very brief reading on the show. But one of the things that does come through for you, and I think you've already done this before, is to go to Unity. Do you go to Unity at all? Do you know what it is?
No.
Okay, Unity is a center for spiritual living. It's a positive Christianity kind of belief system. It's a place to get the positive thoughts really flowing. Okay, you meet people like that. So if you can find yourself community, even if it's just listening to Joel Osteen on a regular basis, it will help you change and shift the underlying stuff that's still wedged in there. And let me see if there's anything else that comes in for Roxana on that level, and then I'm going to go to the more topical level, which I know is what you're wanting.
That there will be finally a relationship with
Honey, I'm going to get
one
there
of
in a
the
sec.
people that I.
Let me just finish what I was doing, and then we'll get to that. Give me a second, honey. Just give me a second. Hold on to your question. I just need to. I was in the focus. Hold on. You have the ability. So, okay, I'm not going to be able to give you everything you need because you're not really open to it right now, but I will answer your question in a very superficial way, which is what you're looking for. Go ahead and give me the second part of your question, honey.
So do you see that finally the relationship will develop with with one of the people, or maybe someone that I know already? I know several people, and they're all very nice people, and I would be happy to develop more than just friendship with them, with any of them.
I don't see it right now. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be negative, but I see that I'm going to go back to this block. And one of the things that you have, okay, another wording for it is when we need a relationship too badly, we tend to push it from us. And so again, you probably need to do some work. Not probably, you do need to do some work on yourself, and that will help you attract in love. You have this pattern; it's there, it's embedded in you. And until you release that pattern, you're going to continue to attract the same results. I can't say anything more to you than that, Roxanne. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. Okay, honey. Thanks. Bye bye.
Thanks for.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody realizes how much impact you have on your results. That's why people sometimes come to me and they think I'm going to do a fortune telling. I don't do that. It's a fortune telling zone, free zone. I'm talking about soul level communications here, where we understand what our part is in creating what we have. If you're in a pattern, it's because of underlying energetic issues that you keep replaying. It's called a tape. And you need to blast it out. There are various different healing modalities available to do that. Emotional freedom technique, EMDR, breath work with Rachel, my friend, soul healing that I do. There's a gamut of other resources. But until you can do that, you're going to continue with needing love because you don't have the fulfillment within yourself. There's a lot that goes into attracting what you want in life. Okay, I'm going to move to Stacy. I hope I didn't intimidate anybody too much. Stacy. Oh, here we go with the pattern again with the switchboard going round and round and round and round. There she is. Stacy, can you hear me? Ah, what is going on with this thing? I'm going to try one more time. Okay, I'm having trouble opening her line. Stacy, can you hear me? Okay, I'm going to have to go to Eduardo. Hopefully he comes through. Eduardo, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi, honey. How are you this evening? Yeah, I'm doing great, sweetie. How are you? How you doing, honey? Yeah. What can I do for you, honey?
Yeah, I wanted to see what you did. I'm project and time and mobile application developers, and they've been taking their sweet time.
Just give me the question, honey, because I don't want to be influenced.
Yeah. So are they going to be able to finish this month?
No, it's going to be delayed again. I know that sounds very tonight's a night for no coming in. Very frustrating for you. And I get the impression is every kind of excuse in the book has been given to you. Like the dog ate my homework. Oh, I slipped in on a banana peel. Oh, my mother-in-law is bothering me. I mean, just ridiculous stuff. The problem is the people you're working with are ineffectual in some way. So they're ineffective, ineffectual. They're just not doing their part of all this. I think you need to really change what you're doing. Get out of that as soon as you can, and as gracefully as you can, and then try to approach this a different way. So you could tell me a little bit more now of what you want to, what your background to the situation is, so I can refine the answer a bit. Go ahead. They've been. That's perfect. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it exactly. Yeah, that's what I would do if I were you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah. So you already know the answer. Yeah, you know the answer. And I just confirmed it for you without knowing the situation, which is what you really needed, which is, yeah, get rid of them. If they don't produce, and they're not, there's going to be a little something coming forth in this month, but it's like close but no cigar, not really what you need. And it will be a little bit of something. They're going to they're going to give you a little bit, try to string you along. But what you can do with that is, just use it as take what you can get and close the book on them, because they're not going to be able to be fulfilling what they said they would do. And it's like cut your losses and move forward, and then you're going to move on to somebody else to work with who will be delivering what you need actually sooner than you even need it. And you'll have a happy ending to this story. It's unfortunate. I know it's cost you a lot, mentally, emotionally, however you want to look at it, and wasted a lot of time, but they're really not the best ones for you to work with. And sometimes we get protected. We think, well, why me? Why me? Why me? Why did this happen? But you are being protected because they're not the right people to work with for your project. You know what? I kind of get the feeling like maybe they gave you a really good estimate on price for deliverables. Uh, and
Yeah.
right? And Spirit is saying, sometimes, right? Spirit says sometimes, the best price is really most expensive in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't cheap either, but it was a reasonable price,
Yeah.
So they wanted to spend.
Yeah.
So, and it's, so, and this was guided. So,
Well, yeah. Well, it's just this, honey. It's not like you're not supposed to go in this direction. It's just that they're not the right providers for you or the right people to work with. And another thing is, don't base it on price, is really all they're saying. In other words, they were reasonably priced, but you were looking at price. Spirit is saying, look at content or context more than price, because what I'm getting is, right, don't even use that as a factor, because the next one may have a very expensive price. I don't know, I'm not going to say they will or won't, but I am going to say this, that if you choose on the basis of what really fits you, what you're looking for, this next provider is going to deliver ahead of schedule and with such excellence that the price will be well worth what you paid and much, much more. So that's the thing there. Yeah. And but another thing is, okay, they're saying that you're supposed to be doing this work. You're on your path. It is correct, and that that they want you to look. This was a lesson for you to look beyond price in everything, even in your price, what you offer others. You can raise your price. I don't know why they're telling me all this, but they are, because it's not about money. It's about quality. Okay. All right, sweetie.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Pleasure working with you, honey. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to try to go to Stacy again because we have a moment or two left. Stacy, are you there?
Hi.
Hi, sweetie. Oh, now it's working. I don't know what's going on with the switchboard. Okay, honey, what can I do for you? We have a couple of minutes left.
Okay. Okay, I'm at a crossroads and I'm kind of getting frustrated with career, just everything.
Just give me your question, honey.
So, do you see me advancing myself where schooling is concerned?
No, it's up to you. You have to make the effort. Right now, it feels like you feel very defeated, deflated. You're not on point for yourself. I also get the sense of you wish you could start all over again. I don't know what they mean by that. Maybe that you have had a few false starts, and maybe it's just so difficult. So difficult to do the whole thing, bring it together. I feel a lot of weight on your shoulders. It's like as if it's too late now. Maybe you're thinking it's too late now, but Spirit wants you to think it's not too late now. Right? That you can get everything you want, maybe in a lighter way or a smaller version of it at first. So, have you considered going for any kind of certifications in a field you're interested in or like?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the light version of it. Rather than go for the whole thing at once, go for something that's smaller. Even though it's not what you really want in the end, but it could be a stepping stone. This way you don't feel so overwhelmed and like it's not possible. Okay? And that will be your stepping stone to get ahead. And then, see, because if you put everything into bite-sized pieces that are manageable, then over time you build the whole thing. Okay? You build the whole thing. You are quite capable, Stacy, of everything that you've hoped for. Okay? Unfortunately, in your life, this lifetime of yours, it's all about if it's to be, it's up to me. Nobody handed you anything. Right? You have to do it all yourself. Right? And it's like, oh man, how am I going to do all this myself? It costs money, it takes time. So just go little pieces at a time, and over time you will build a huge castle that you will live in, and that will be your life. It's there for you.
Okay.
Okay, sweetheart?
All right.
All right, love. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, everybody who joined the mailing list, everybody who made a donation on Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. I do other side connections only. I thank everyone for tuning in. God bless.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.